Eldar, Dawn of War Definitive Edition. The Eldar represent extreme speed, psychic mastery, and surgical strike warfare. They are an ancient, dying alien race. They trade raw physical durability for unparalleled mobility and specialized combat units. The Eldar do not fight in prolonged wars of attrition. The faction controls the pace of the match through hit-and-run tactics and sudden ambushes. Their infrastructure and economy incentivize high-mobility webway networks. These forces excel at striking enemy weak points and vanishing before the enemy can retaliate. They maintain absolute control over the map using psychic powers and stealth. This playstyle systematically dismantles opponents through superior speed and perfectly timed flanking maneuvers. However, mastering them requires balancing this high damage profile against exceptionally fragile glass cannon units.
Deliver death to the enemy.
The primary strength of the Eldar is their webway gate network. Faction structures can be linked across the battlefield via dimensional portals. This allows an Eldar commander to instantly teleport entire armies across the map. They can attack a base, drop out of sight, and defend their own lines in seconds. Furthermore, the faction features highly specialized aspect warriors. Unlike versatile factions, every Eldar squad excels at exactly one specific task. Long-range snipers liquidate heavy infantry while agile skimmers melt armored tanks. Their late-game psychic avatars and elegant wraith constructs are equally terrifying. They boast devastating mental storms and precise laser lances. They slice through enemy formations with absolute precision. Their powerful Farseer psychics cast global illusions that make friendly units completely invisible. The ambush and misdirection potential of this faction is entirely unmatched. The Eldar rely heavily on perfect positioning because their units cannot survive head-on fights. They do not possess forgiving general-purpose frontline infantry. The tech tree forces commanders into managing separate, highly specialized production paths. An Eldar force must carefully mix its unit composition. Advancing to higher technology tiers unlocks powerful psychic spells and ghostly walkers. However, it leaves temporary windows of vulnerability if your unit mix is wrong. Opponents who recognize an incorrect counter-unit can launch a devastating counteroffensive. This forces the Eldar commander to retreat through their portals immediately. If the faction loses its forward webway gates, its mobility advantage vanishes completely. The faction completely lacks cheap, heavy defensive walls to stall for time. It cannot easily hold a position through brute force. Every single engagement must be perfectly calculated ahead of time. A single misstep in unit composition often leads to a systematically wiped out and dismantled mid-game strategy. The Eldar's incredible tactical speed comes with a punishing physical price. The most glaring weakness of the Eldar faction is exceptionally low health pools. Their basic infantry and light vehicles possess some of the weakest armor in the game. Entire specialized squads will instantly disintegrate under heavy artillery, accidental splash damage, or sudden melee rushes. Because their units are so fragile, the Eldar suffer severely from sustained crossfire. The faction possesses exceptional burst damage, but they cannot trade blows in an open field. If an opponent manages to lock your fragile aspect warriors into a chaotic stationary shootout, your army will lose. Basic troops cannot survive a war of attrition. Progress is completely reliant on striking from the shadows and running away. If forced into a direct, prolonged meat grinder, the expensive alien vanguard can be wiped out in seconds.
Is this all it?
Adding to the Eldar's vulnerability is the micro-heavy nature of their core fleet of foot mechanic. While active, this ability massively increases unit movement speed across the map. However, it drastically lowers their accuracy and ranged damage output while running. Mismanaging this toggle can leave your army completely defenseless when an enemy suddenly forces a fight. Additionally, while their webway gates grant unparalleled global map presence, they are physically weak. A clever commander must hide these structures in hidden corners of the terrain. Otherwise, enemy scout units will find and demolish your portals. This leaves your raiding forces completely isolated behind enemy lines. The Eldar demand immaculate target prioritization and flawless control. A commander must constantly balance psychic cooldowns and portal retreat timings. Fragile aspect squads must be rotated perfectly into battle to ensure the glass cannon army never takes a direct hit. Ultimately, the Eldar are a faction of absolute precision, psychic supremacy, and unmatched speed. They offer the highest burst damage, incredible map teleportation, and lethal specialized units. But without constant micromanagement and hit-and-run tactics, their fragile troops will quickly shatter. For those who master the webway gates and the art of the perfect ambush, the future of the galaxy is yours to rewrite.
Vipers will bring quick death to the enemy.